Bankruptcy was filed by the XFL. And for those that don't know, bankruptcy is a way to not have to pay anybody that you owe. And that's a way of saying our business is over and we can't pay you. We can't afford to pay you. So we are filing bankruptcy. We apologize. Normally, whenever you file bankruptcy, though, you then get set up on a plan to pay people if you ever can. Now, granted, Alpha Entertainment was the company that was created to run the XFL, even though WWE does come out in filings, owned 23.68% of Class B stocks, which I don't know if this is the right show to break all that down. But anyways, the Alpha Entertainment Company, I would assume, is the one that went bankrupt. They claim bankruptcy. So if the Alpha Entertainment ever does anything that makes money again, their money goes to a list of creditors that was listed out in this bankruptcy filing. And some of the numbers are very interesting to find out who was paid what by this XFL. Bob Stoops, obviously Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Here's the ownership things. Go to the next one, next slide. Here it is. So here are people and what they are owed, which is very, very intriguing. Robert Stoops there, number 3 on your thing. Employee contract, he is owed $1.083 million. Okay. So Bob Stoops, I don't know what he was paid during the season, but he is still owed over $1 million. I think the average contract for the players was about 70,000 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Very, very interesting. Very, very Very interesting. Then you go down, Mark Trestman, number 7 there. They owe him $777,777. Once again, I think the players average like $70,000 a contract or something like that. The coaches were getting paid. As you go through here a little bit more, number 9, Jonathan Hayes. He's owed $633,000. He was of the St. Louis Battlehawks. He should have been paid more, by the way. Those St. Louis stadiums were absolutely electric. Winston Moss of LA is owed $583,000. Kevin Gilbride, $583,000. June Jones, $583,000. James Zorn, same amount. I mean, there is a lot. The one that was also interesting, DC Stadium, for venue costs, they owe them $316,000. Did they pay no bills while the season was happening? How did this all? What is $316,000 for the DC Stadium number 18 there? Do they just, how many rentals is that? Can I rent out that stadium? How many times can I rent that stadium for $318,000? I have some questions. And how much is the XFL for sale? And if I buy it, what do I get? Do I get the jerseys? What do you get if you buy the XFL right now? Do you get the jerseys? Do you get the social media handles?
Yep.
What do you get if you buy the XFL right now? And also, is this going to be an auction? Where is Meekum going to run an auction? Do I get in on it? Like, how do I buy the XFL? This is something that I think we should definitely think about because I have no idea what we'll get. But I think that should be explained. But once you start going, Something Inked is a good Something Inked in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure they love that their address has just been kind of run out here. Something Inked. Will somebody look that up? What Something Inked is? Is that a tattoo parlor? They owe them $355,000. Something Inked. And then MetLife Stadium, they owe them $368,000. What is Something Inked in Nashville, Tennessee? Pretty pumped up for this.
Looks like they make products like T-shirts and those battle sticks and tote bags and hats and stuff like that.
A lot of those battle sticks out there at Cocawville, man. St. Louis Battlehawks, man, they were hammering that stuff.
Printing, marketing, e-commerce.
So it was a good run for the XFL. They filed bankruptcy, and all these people would never see that money again. So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now, let's get back to the fornicating action. That's money that they signed for, they thought they were going to get, and they will not get because of the COVID-19 quarantine. And I would assume all these football guys, by the way, very much understand the circumstances. Mm-hmm. Football guys very used to getting fired and moving around, very used to situations popping up that are completely out of control and completely fornicating you right in your backside. I mean, that's kind of what happened for a lot of these guys. I would assume everybody is very much understanding, like, hey, Oliver Luck, we appreciate what you did here. You gave it a great run. You inspired potential new thoughts and new rules for the game. You had success. You sold tickets. You had a great broadcast with Fox and ESPN being your partners. And then all of a sudden, off the top rope, Alpha Entertainment got Macho Man Randy Savage elbow dropped by old COVID ass coming through and just not being able to make them do anything. I don't know what the legacy of the XFL will be. because I guess if you're a person who wants to see the XFL and Vince McMahon fail, the XFL failed twice is the way they would spin it. But I think 30 years from now, 40 years from now, somebody like us should be like, nah. The XFL actually had a pretty good little run, had some success. Turns out a worldwide pandemic, not good for business. And that's how it'll always be.
My question is, if someone were to buy the XFL, would they try to put on a season next year with new ownership? Like is that what they're talking about, is like the IP of like the Twitter accounts and stuff like that?
Well, you don't get any venues, right? Because they're running every venue. And you owe the merch company what's $318,000, because if you buy it, you acquire all of the debts, right? So you owe Bob Stoops $1 million. You're going to have to go negotiate with that guy out in the country. I don't know how you're going to do that with Bob. I mean, I'm definitely interested, but this seems like there's a lot of things to deal with. I'm bummed for the XFL. I really am. Now, granted, I didn't love calling it, right? I did not love it because the fall season right into it. I didn't like the setup for me personally, but I watched it when I was at home. I enjoyed watching football. I didn't think it was NFL caliber football, which nobody expected it, but I thought it was good football. That's the difference between the XFL and the AFL. I thought the AFL was garbage football, and I think they would even say, the people that were attached to it was like, yeah, we had bad football. The XFL had some good football. There was a lot of bad, but there was some good football. It was broadcasted well, and I enjoyed it. But boy, rest in peace to that thing. And also, T's and P's to any plans these guys had for this money.
And it's somewhat served its purpose, because how many guys are going to get an opportunity in the NFL now, either get drafted or got signed by someone?
Agreed. So. Concur. What were you going to say?
That's what I wanted to see season 2, how they rebounded from like 30, 40 guys going to the NFL, like how they were going to make up for losing like their best 2 quarterbacks. I wanted to see what they were going to do.
You know how on draft night, or on draft day, on the last day of the draft after the 7th round, undrafted free agency is just a wild, wild west. Teams calling like, hey, we'll pay you $500, we'll pay you $1,000, get you in here, because they're just looking for bodies, and maybe they strike on somebody that they never guessed. I assume the XFL would have been very, very active after the draft. Like that undrafted free agency wouldn't only been calls from NFL teams. It would have been calls from like Bob Stoops, like, hey, how about you come down and play for Dallas or Houston? Why don't you come on down here and play for the Renegades? You know what I mean? Instead of going there, we can't offer you that, but we can give you another year of learning, another year of building, and then you could come join us. I think that would have been a massive day for the XFL. I think that's how they would have had to pluck their people. Wouldn't let on. And now, granted, that is the people that the NFL didn't think was good enough for 250 picks or something like that. So that's number 251 in the NFL's eyes, who you are scouting from. So at some point it's going to deteriorate, but then you got to bank on those vets who kind of get pushed out of the practice squad years, which is 3 years. I think they would have been able to figure it out, but worldwide pandemic is not good for any business.